You talk about the offseason, Troy. You'll have another lottery pick heading into the draft, a lot of money under the salary cap. But what do you feel like you need to accomplish in order to generate more wins and kind of get this thing headed back in the right direction?
We need to get healthy and be cohesive. Gabe been out. Marvin's been hurt. We've had a string of bad luck with injuries, but getting the group healthy and continue to raise the ceiling with our talent. We think Wiseman helps that. We think another lottery pick will help that. And hopefully being able to add a free agent will help that as well. So the collection of the group, raising the ceiling on the talent and putting that together with the veterans we already have, we expect to be able to move forward.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dynamite. A lot has happened over the past 24 hours for the Detroit Pistons. Jalen Duren just entered his prime, having a 30-point night. That double overtime game was exciting. And then you had the Saddiq Bey and James Wiseman trade might be voided because Gary Payton Jr. Apparently had a hernia injury previously. So the Trailblazers were having him play injured. And then after he played injured, they shipped him back to the Warriors. And the Warriors were, of course, part of that deal to bring James Wiseman here and Saddiq Bey to Atlanta. So yeah, that entire deal could be called off because Gary Payton is injured. It's similar to what happened with Bol Bol last season. So the Pistons once again hit a snag with injuries. Apparently, the Warriors have until Sunday. They have until Sunday to accept or decline the deal. But yeah, I'm still bummed about Saddiq Bey getting traded. He's been a big part of this channel. The clutch shots, all the clutch shots he hit. He's been one of the most exciting Pistons I've watched, during the stretch. So that's a big deal to me. But yeah, I feel like Saddiq Bey is going to a better situation with the Hawks. He's going to play off Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. He's going to be open to hit threes. Plus, he's going to play a ton of minutes. The Hawks were looking for a forward who could slide in at that 4 position and knock down threes. And they got exactly what they were looking for with Saddiq Bey. So, best of luck to him. Saddiq Bey is my guy. I wish he would have stayed. Honestly, that part of the trade, I'm not mad that we went out and got James Wiseman. I'm not mad we got James Wiseman in at the trade deadline. What I was mad about, it was at the sacrifice of Saddiq Bey, who I still think could have been a strong piece of this new Pistons roster. That's what I was mad about. Like, you could have got James Wiseman, I feel, without sacrificing Saddiq Bey, but that is what it is. Now James Wiseman comes here to Detroit. Possibly. This is all up in the air. But it seems like the Warriors are leaning more towards keeping Gary Payton because there's a chance he could still play if they make it to the finals. So that's the reason the Warriors might accept it. But Portland did them dirty. All right, let's not sugarcoat this. The Trailblazers did some shady things. They made Gary Payton play with an injury. And then they shipped him off back to the Warriors and basically finessed the Warriors out of 5 second round picks. So if I'm the Warriors, me personally, that trade is getting rescinded because you're not gonna finesse me like that. But the Warriors, they like Gary Payton II. He helped them get a championship, so it's totally possible they hold on to him. Other things that happened recently. At the trade deadline, the Pistons were trying to go after Cam Johson. He's going to be a free agent this season. Cam Johson is a elite 3-point shooter. He can play defense. He's been to the finals with the Phoenix Suns. So if you can get him from free agency, that would be great. The Pistons are clearly going to go after him in free agency. So look out for his name. He would be a perfect fit for this roster. Perfect fit for by Cade and all the rest of the players here. I'll put it up here, but someone in my comment section, they slid in and were like, yo, they probably did this because there's only a few centers in this draft. And yeah, that's the reason. There are barely any elite centers in this draft. Okay, so with those limited options, The only option the Pistons had was to go out and get James Wiseman if they want to develop a center. The best player is of course a center, but the rest, small forwards, shooting guards, point guards. That's what this draft is. So that's why they felt they were able to move Saddiq Bey, because they can just pick up another small forward in this draft. That's the thought process right now. There's an overabundance of small forwards. We can just go get another one in the draft. And then, of course, they can go get Cam Johson in free agency if that fails, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's why they're looking so hard at guys like Emoni Bates. I know people are heated. We're going after Emoni Bates, possibly, but it is what it is. He's a small forward who can score a ton of points. That's what we need. We need a guy who can score a ton of points. This also opens up more minutes for Isaiah Livers. And I made 2 back-to-back videos telling you guys how much Troy Weaver thinks Isaiah Livers is part of our future. I'm just going to keep saying that over and over because Troy Weaver keeps saying it over and over and over. So he made a ton of room for Isaiah Livers to now come in and be that power forward for these last couple of games. Isaiah Livers should get a ton of minutes with Saddiq Bey out, with Kevin Knox out. He just cleared all that room for Isaiah Livers to try and develop, because that's what he was talking about in these interviews. He wants Isaiah Livers to develop. So that is what everything is focused on right now, is making sure Isaiah Livers reaches his full potential. And then, of course, Isaiah Livers, he had that double-double in this game against the Spurs, and that's hopefully what we get going forward from Isaiah Livers, a guy who can, he's already shown he can play defense, but rebounding and of course knocking down open shots, that is exactly what you want from Zay. And I'll be cheering him on to continue this hot streak that he's on. James Wiseman, he's going to take a while to develop. All right, he's going to take a while to develop. That it is what it is. He's going to take a while. He has the same amount of games as Isaiah Livers, who hasn't really played many games. These guys haven't played an entire season worth of games, so we got to be patient with Isaiah Livers. We got to be patient with James Wiseman. They're not elite players right now, but they could be later, so that's cool. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. Really hate that Saddiq Bey is gone, but he's going to a great situation with the Atlanta Hawks. He's gonna have a chance to play in the playoffs. Same thing with Kevin Knox. I didn't really mention him in this video, but he's going to the Trailblazers. He's going to help them. If the trade does go through, I'm pretty sure it will, because you know the Warriors, they seem to like Gary Payton, and there's a high chance he can play if they do make the finals again. So that's the gamble it looks like they're going to take. It's going to be awkward if James Wiseman has to go back to the Warriors. It's going to be awkward if Saddiq Bey has to come back to the Hawks. But we've seen that happen last year, where Rodney Magruder came back and Bol had to go back to the Nuggets. But everyone just stayed professional. So yeah, that it is what it is. And even if we do bring back Bey, it's like it's clear as day we're not going to keep him. So I'd rather him stay in his new situation where everything's okay. All right, after this, I'm going to look at Prachida because he's going off in the EuroLeague once again. So that's nice to see. That opened this trade also opened up Prachida to come over. All right, he could be on a two-way deal next season. I hope that happens, and he's on the Motor City Cruise, and then he can play on the Pistons as well. So yeah, I'm going to check out some of his footage. And then I should have another news video so we can just wrap everything up that we've been hearing right now. We'll have the Saddiq Bey decision by that time. And hopefully we'll know when James Wiseman suits up for the squad. Alright guys, as always, hit that like button and subscribe to see more Pistons content. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.